I was gonna film a day in the life for like a mom with a toddler and a baby. This is our routine kind of thing. But this day started out fine, and then things just went south, so I ended up not filming the rest of the day. I do feel like I'm getting out of survival mode, but it's kind of this slow process to where one day will just feel like a train wreck, and I feel like I'm anxious the whole day, or just things are not going well, and then the next day will be great. So I feel like maybe that's how I'm coming out of it, is just maybe the days that feel super, super hard are just going to become less and less. Anyway, we've just been enjoying spring so much here. Wesley and I were talking the other day, and it's just breathtaking. Like, that's the best way to describe it. Like, when you walk outside and you look at the trees or the mountains or the colors, or it all changes every time of the day. So it's like the morning looks different than the afternoon, looks different than sunset, and the colors on the trees and the colors on the mountains, and the snow is melting on the mountains, and the trees are budding and everything's flowering, and everything is just green again. And I kind of realized that I didn't know if it would actually happen. Like, I didn't believe that spring would come, even though it comes every single year. I almost felt like a winter of soul for so long, and I felt like I was gonna be reborn when spring happened this year. A new chapter is coming, but just very slowly, which is fine. Slow is fine. But yeah, spring. I can't believe how beautiful it is, and it just, people just talk about summer, but I'm like, spring is amazing. It's like my new favorite time of the year. The temperatures are climbing. It's like 60s and 70s during the day, and then it cools off at night, which is amazing. And we're about to move in like a week and a half, and I can't wait to get settled into our new house. I feel like that's also going to make me feel like we're coming into a new chapter. This is definitely like the start of the new start almost. I still feel like I've been learning a lot, but I was reflecting on my 2025 goals, which I just wrote down like hastily at the beginning of the year. I had 4. I had choose joy and happiness, rest and de-stress, enjoy life, abide in Jesus, read the word and pray, and then create. And I put in parentheses, sewing, videos, my business. So those are things that in early motherhood don't really come super easy, I guess. Yeah, it's hard, like sanctifying, but hard. You know, do miss my old life sometimes. Rest and de-stress, I've been doing way better, to the point where sometimes I've been wondering if I'm a type B mom now. Like, I used to be a type A mom for sure, a type A person, but now I'm like, whatever. There's not a lot of room for having things perfect. Abiding in Jesus, reading the word and praying, I feel like God has been ushering me closer and closer to him. I still feel like I'm struggling with reading and like setting aside a time to read the Bible, but my friend Liz actually gave me a tip of, it was to have your Bible open on the counter all day. And as a mom, you know, you're in the kitchen, you're cooking, you're just walking through the kitchen a lot. And so I've kind of been going back and forth. I've been doing that on the counter, and then I've also just been trying to read at night. I was able to kind of like ruminate on a specific verse or a specific thought like all day. And I kept kind of coming back to it and reading it multiple times. And as far as creating, I definitely have been feeling inspired to create these videos. Yeah, I really want to start potholder weaving, so I just have to buy the supplies. I've been on Pinterest a lot more, and I do feel like it still feeds consumerism a little bit. Like, I'm still like pinning things I want to buy. It's definitely a lot less than Instagram, and it inspires me a lot more versus just making me compare my life, because that's one thing I was listening to. I'm still making my way through that Fight, Hustle, and Hurry podcast. One thing that Jeff on the podcast was saying was that it's kind of like a family photo album. Like your Instagram, you could compare it to like a family photo album, where you don't carry your family photo album, like the highlights of your family, and carry it around with you all day. You know, leave it next to your bed, and you look at it first thing in the morning, and you look at it throughout the day, and you just kind of, then you would get kind of like a warped view of maybe your family. And he was describing it better than I am, but I feel like we just get such a warped view of people's lives when we're just seeing the highlights, and then we, even if we don't mean to, we subconsciously compare and contrast our lives to theirs. And he was saying how we already have this pressure from society to like make it at a certain point, have all this money and have all this success. So we not only have that pressure, but we also have the pressure to make our lives look like someone else's life that may not even be their actual life. It's just a good reminder that what God views as successful is not what the world views. I was really encouraged by this last night, John 14, that says, "Let not your hearts be troubled. Believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many rooms. If it were not so, would I have told you that I go to prepare a place for you? And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and will take you to myself, that where I am you may be also." That just filled me with so much hope. Like, I just sometimes forget that Jesus is in heaven preparing a place for us right now, and he's going to come again and take us there. It's just a really beautiful thought.